What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of For the Culture Final Cut, where we are going to talk about cinema culture and video production. I am Mike.
I'm Devin.
And we're going to get right into it. So starting off the bat, let's kind of talk about just the movies coming out this month. So for May releases, Final Destination Bloodlines. That one looked alright. I mean, I've only ever really seen the very first Final Destination movie.
That is also the only one I've seen. That and like random clips of it on like YouTube and shit. Mm-hmm. But I've never like sat down and watched a Final Destination film since the first one.
Yeah, the first one was alright. It has an alright concept. I saw the trailer for Bloodlines, and it looks alright. It looks like in a generic, suspense movie. I don't know. Let's actually see what number of Final Destination is this. How many Final Destination movies are there?
Isn't there like 10?
Final Destination Bloodlines is the 6th Final Destination in the series. That's pretty fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. Ooh, Karate Kid Legends. I'm pretty excited for that.
I saw that one. I saw a trailer on that, and I was like, huh, okay. Cobra Kai has kept Karate Kid alive again.
Yeah. Dude, they rose from the grave, and it is going well.
There's no stopping.
There's no stopping the Cobra Kai train. Cobra Kai we're going on 12 seasons.
Yeah. Insane work, dude.
Dude, it's crazy that they're like kind of retconning everything, kind of morphing it into one universe now.
Yeah, they're combining both Miyagi's, which is just
Ralph Macchio. Yeah, Jackie Chan in the same. That's gonna be funny.
I agree, that will be funny. But also the retconning, just like, oh yeah, this happened in the same place, same time. It's just like, if you ever watched both Karate Kids, you're just like, well, that makes no fucking sense.
I will see you in the Big Apple.
Oh, there's another Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Tom Cruise is still doing it.
Hasn't there been another, like? I thought the last one was the final one.
Yeah, they keep saying the final. Let's see here.
What's next for Tom Cruise? He's hung on to the side of a cargo plane. He's jumped off a mountain with a motorbike and parachute. I guess he's going to shoot himself into orbit in this one, I guess.
I'm pretty sure, for the last movie, he was doing a stunt, and he ended up jumping from like a rooftop to a different rooftop and just like absolutely shattered his foot.
Yeah, he fucked up his like ankle. Like he straight up broke it, and then he climbed off the side of the building and ran off camera with a broken ankle. Homeboy's like 50 doing this shit. What the fuck?
And dude, Scientology gives you extra powers.
Thank you, Tiny Tom Cruise. How can we ever repay you?
Well, you could make a sizable donation to the Church of Spaceship Beep Boop.
Clown in a cornfield?
Is that a horror film?
Oh, it looks like it.
Is it based on anything, or is this just raw?
I haven't seen it. Let's watch the trailer. Nice.
All right.
Looks like an alright little slasher.
Very Texas Chainsaw Massacre-esque. Killer clown with a chainsaw.
Yep.
Just a classic little clown slasher. I got no qualms on that.
Yeah, I'd definitely go see it. I feel like there's been a little bit of a lack in just like kind of just traditional slasher movies in the past couple years. Like Terrifier definitely has been kind of filling up that market right now, but I didn't see Terrifier 3, but I heard it had some of the like craziest practical effect gore scenes in like of recent years. I saw Terrifier 1 and 2, and both of those movies are pretty fucking crazy when it comes to their practical effects. Like Terrifier 1, less so because they had a little bit less budget, but Terrifier 2, these guys got money and they went crazy with it. There's some insane scenes when it comes to the gore and that stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. I do like slasher movies. It's definitely like, it's not something you're really analyzing a lot. It's kind of, it's nice to turn your brain off and watch some fucking slasher fun sometimes.
I kind of stay away from horror as like a I don't even know. I'm just kind of pansy.
Yeah.
I don't like horror. I get real jumpy and shit, and I get way too into it, and I just start getting freaked out and shit like that. But, I mean, I've watched a couple of, like, Jason Voorhees films and the Freddy Krueger films.
For sure.
I watched... Fuck, what's that? Not the Michael Myers Halloween one, but it has a little fucking kid in a pumpkin.
Yeah, Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat.
Yeah,
Watch that one. That one scared the shit out of me. I did not... I mean, I liked it, but also, holy fuck, that scared me.
Oh, the live-action Lilo and Stitch is coming out next month. We can't stop. Please pump
the fucking brakes. Please. This is like... The live-action Disney remakes has been a crashing train since the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like, none of the remakes have been anywhere near the originals, and they're just like, you know what, let's just keep fucking going, and hopefully one of these things hits.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a real, like, positive audience reception to any of them, and they won't stop.
I think the best one was, what, Beauty and the Beast?
Or
The
Lion King.
Neutral.
Yeah.
And everyone shit on the Lion King because it was the exact same story, just with CGI animals.
Yeah, it's like
you can't.
It's not live action.
Yeah,
it's just...
Disney. Look, you can't just make CGI animals realistic and fucking call it live action. That's not how that works.
It's still animation.
It's animation. Computer generated images. That's what CGI stands for. You can't just pretend that it's real lions on screen.
What else we got? Oh, I did see Sinners. That came out, a couple weeks ago. The new Ryan Coogler movie. I absolutely loved it. It was really, really great. The cinematography was outstanding. The score, outstanding. The concept and just like the actual screenplay in itself, absolutely outstanding. Michael B. Jordan, I was like slightly hesitant at first when I saw the trailer because I didn't know how well he was going to do at playing twins and like making them actually seem unique from one another, but he did a great job. Like each character, like between the two pair of twins, they felt completely unique, and yeah, I fucking loved it. It was great. I'm really excited for all of and like anything else Ryan Coogler makes. I've loved pretty much every one of his movies that I've seen.
It's pretty dope. I haven't seen Sinners yet. I'm probably gonna see it soon though.
Oh, dude, it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, the new Wes Anderson movie is coming out with Benicio del Toro. I'm very, very excited for that.
I've only ever watched The Wonderful Story of Henry and The Fantastic Mr. Fox. Those are the only two Wes Anderson films that I've seen. I loved The Fantastic Mr. Fox.
It's one of my favorite movies.
It was a fantastic movie. And The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar was also really cool for just like 40 minutes. The way that he shot it was really cool. The sets were all awesome.
For sure.
And it was dope. I liked both of those Wes Anderson films. I'm excited to see this new one.
For sure. Going right into that. Each episode, each one of us is going to bring in a shot that resonated with us recently, either just because we think it's cool or because it inspired us in some way, and that's going to be every episode's visual banger. So for this episode's visual banger, coincidentally, I recently did watch The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar for the first time, and my pick for my visual banger this episode is going to be the opening oneer to the casino scene when Henry walks in for the first time and, you know, he's describing himself in the third person. I love the composition of the shot. The colors, they pop really well. The way the actors are all moving in the background, it's really... I can see the inspiration from kind of older Kurosawa movies where there's a lot of movement in the background, and that was kind of one of the things that Kurosawa preached a lot, was just like to fill in the background of your space with moving extras just makes everything feel tighter and more visually appealing to the audience. So yeah, I absolutely love that shot. It was just really beautiful to see. Really cool. I thought all the choreography and the dialogue itself, when, you know, the performance from Benedict Cumberbatch describing what he was doing in the third person was really interesting. That whole short film is just a really interesting thing because it's just a complete example of creative freedom, because I really haven't seen anything else like that even from Wes Anderson. That's very...
Yeah, no, it's rare to see something like that where they just like, let's run with this story and let's just go.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the build up to that scene is also really, really cool because everything before that scene is Henry Sugar reading a book about the abilities that he's just gained, and then he goes through like a year or two of training, and then now he's finally ready to put it to the test. And now that he's spent like 2 years in isolation, he's learned to hate people with money. Like, he was a person with money, and now he hates people with money. Like, isolation has turned him into like this, not necessarily a better person, because he was going in there purely for profit. That's why he started the training. He just wanted to get more money.
I feel like it just kind of gave him a layer of self-awareness, kind of, that he didn't have at the beginning of the story.
That there's more to life than just money, 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 money.
Okay. What was your pick for this episode's visual banger?
My pick for this episode's visual banger comes from Blade Runner 2049, when Officer K is walking through a desolate Los Angeles in search for the past Blade Runner. And it's just this wide shot, Ryan Gosling's character in the middle, walking through just this surreal orange hue that has just engulfed Los Angeles. It feels lonely, it feels haunting, it feels like a memory, like he's walking through a memory of what Los Angeles was. And it was just, I mean, I love a lot of the cinematography of Blade Runner 29. The environment and the world of that whole film is just fucking, I love it. It's so cool.
I haven't watched 2049 in years. I need to rewatch it.
I would recommend, because I watched it, I want to say a couple months ago, and like that shot has stuck with me.
Yeah. Because
it just shows like how places die. Like, if Earth started forgetting itself, that's how it would die. Like, no Big Bang.
Yeah.
No like big grand spectacular show. It's just slow
rot.
Death, rotting, just this fog everywhere. So that is my choice for this episode's visual banger. I love that shot. It's so cool.
Yeah, I do need to go back. I need to rewatch the original Blade Runner. I haven't like watched that since I was 12 or 13, honestly. I love that movie.
Both Blade Runners are fantastic.
I think also just in examples of world building, they're so good.
Oh yeah, so good.
Some of the best. It's like in terms of world building, they compete with series that have 7 movies, 8 movies, and it's 2 movies.
2 movies.
Yeah.
Years apart too.
Yeah.
Like several years apart, and they're just like, oh yeah, let's just do it better.
Yeah, from the shots in 2049 are absolutely beautiful. Like in modern years, that has the best example of color that I've seen. Like, so good. All right, for our next segment, we are going to talk about movies that are new to us but are not new in general. So basically, it's going to be called What's New to You, and it'll be a movie that's older than 5 years that Devin and I had seen like for the first time recently. So for example, my pick for this episode is Pan's Labyrinth. I saw Pan's Labyrinth for the first time about a week ago. I had to watch it for a school project. I was writing a paper on how different movies may be inspired by other narratives, and one of the options was explore what Pan's Labyrinth is kind of inspired by, and I ended up writing about how I think it's inspired by the original Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. But so Pan's Labyrinth, it came out in 2006. It was directed by Guillermo del Toro, and it is basically about this young girl named Ophelia who lives in post-Civil War Spain. So and she lives there with her mother, and her mother is now married to a man who is not her father and is a captain of one of the military brigades, right? And we basically follow Ophelia going through these odd things happen to her, and she kind of interacts with these crazy creatures like Alice would interact with the Cheshire Cat, and she goes into the labyrinth and goes on the kind of a weird adventure that she receives this book that has a series of tasks, and kind of the whole thing that the movie is exploring throughout that, in what I gathered at least, was it's kind of questioning, is this real or is it a coping mechanism of a child living in a war zone? And I thought that that was amazing. It was a really great film. It's very, very tragic, and not trying to spoil anything. It's a very sad movie, but
then again, came out in 2006. If you are spoiling it, kind of
you're late to the party.
You're
like
a little
I
late
am.
to the party.
You're
Like
late
us.
to, but I don't know. Have you ever seen Pan's Labyrinth?
I have never even heard of Pan's Labyrinth until you just started talking about it.
Well, I definitely would recommend it.
That's a fire concept for a film. A child going through wartime and going through strange things, and we don't know if it's real or a coping mechanism, because that 100% makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a child would cope with war with fantasy. That 100% makes complete sense, and that's such a cool concept for a film.
Yeah, I really loved it. I would out of 5 stars, I'd probably give it like a 4 or 4.5. It had some really great cinematography. The set building was absolutely great, and again, for a movie that came out in 2006, it has some really great what it looks to be like practical effects when it comes to the creatures and stuff. Like here, I'll pull up just a picture to show you.
That looks very practical.
Yeah, if I had to pick a favorite scene from the film, I probably would say there's a scene where she's tasked with getting this certain object from this strange room, and she has a magical piece of chalk, and she's able to draw it onto the wall, and a door opens up, and she goes in through this strange tunnel and everything's really, really red and really vibrant, and basically this character that is supposedly leading her through her challenges and telling her what to do told her that there will be a ginormous feast there that's going to look to be like the most delicious feast you've ever seen, but you can't eat any of it, and that's detriment to your survival. So she goes in and she finds the object that she's supposed to take, and then, because she's a kid, at the very last second she does eat like a grape. And that creature that I showed you with the eyes and the hands, he was sitting at the head of the table, and as she eats them, he begins to chase her and stuff. And it's a really suspenseful scene, and I just really, really like the practical effects that were used on the creature, because it looks to be 100% practical. And same thing with just the set design in the actual dining room itself. It's all very bright, vibrant, and red, and gold accents and everything. Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth, great one. If you haven't seen it, go check it out for sure.
All right, so first movie that I've seen, I think it came out in 2009. It's called Solomon Kane. And it's based off of a novel from Robert E. Howard. I think that's his name. Same guy who created Conan the Barbarian. So Solomon Kane was a pirate in about the 17th century, and he would raid and pillage. That was his whole thing, and he loved battle. And one day he is cursed by a demon and marked for death because of his violent life. So after he escapes, he relinquishes violence. He's trying to change his life. He lives on a sanctuary with a church, and he's getting lessons from the father and all of the priests and stuff like that. And then one day the priests kick him out. They say that his journey is not meant to be spent here. He has to go out and find it. And he comes across this family, and the family take him in, take care of him, so they continue traveling. And they explain to him that the world is in a state of constant war, because an evil sorcerer has set this, not really a plague, but they're corrupting people to be under his control, and then just going on a war path throughout the country. So eventually the raiders catch up with them and kills the entire family except for one, or two actually, the daughter and the mother. And Solomon Kane has to pick up his violence again and able to save these people, because he thinks he's owed something, or he thinks God is pushing him in this direction. He doesn't know, but he picks up violence again and goes on a journey to find her. And the farther he travels, the worse the world gets. He stumbles upon this abandoned cathedral, and the father is there. And the father sacrifices him to basically a bunch of zombified people in the basement of the cathedral. because he's like, they're my children, I have to take care of them, I have to feed them. And then he just fucking like pushes him into the pit with a bunch of zombies and shit. And it's terrifying. I don't know if that's practical or if that's CGI, but it looks fucking good. Like these things are like, they're all like, they're sunken in, like they just look fucking creepy. Craziest scene ever. I will say that the novel was written in like 1920 or something like that. Like,
oh wow.
Like old ass film, came out in 2009. And I will say the writing, not the greatest for Solomon Kane. But then again, it's one of the first ever like fantasy sword and like fighting films that came out. So they did pretty good. Like the CGI, the practical effects, the world building, all of that is pretty good. They just kind of, it's hard to jump forward 90 years and make a really good film.
Yeah.
And yeah, I watched it for the first time. About halfway through, I was like, okay, we're getting a little, what's happening here? Like
pacing issues.
Yeah, pacing issues is really weird, and it has troubles sticking to one thing. Like it wants to be multiple thing, and it splits off, and then eventually it all comes back together and focuses on the one thing. So it ends up fine. But I mean, it's pretty cool. The ending, I didn't like the ending very much.
Yeah.
Because Solomon Kane sacrifices the whole time he's running because like the devil or demons are trying to get his soul. They want his soul for the life of violence that he's lived. And at the end, he sacrifices his soul to save the girl that he's going after. But he lives anyway.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like, I'm all for happy endings, but like, we can have a sad ending every now and then. That's completely okay.
Sometimes tragedy has a little umph.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I really liked it. It was really interesting to see that, honestly, the scale of this film that didn't seem to have like a massive budget was really good. Like they had a lot of variety in their scenes, and all of the sets were really cool. And it didn't seem to be like a $300-400 million production. It seemed kind of small, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, they did pretty fucking good for whatever budget they had.
Let's look it up. I'm curious. $40 million. That's really not crazy.
For a $40 million film, this film looks great. This is a fantastic looking film for $40 million.
Bringing it back around to kind of the stuff that we're working on with, for the culture. With FTC Filmmaking, we have a script that we are completely finished with. It'll be a little 5-ish minute short film called A Conversation, and it'll be just about a conversation between a man and an old woman on a bench. And I'm really excited to shoot that. We should be shooting it within the next couple weeks. I'm very excited, very excited. Some other stuff we have going on. We've been working on the hotline for like 3 years now, and we're doing some big revisions to it. We've done some like big changes to the script, and we're doing a full kind of V2 of the script, full kind of rewrite. Very excited to work on that as well.
We have we came up with an action short. We wanted to try to do our first ever like choreographed fights and tight camera movement and all that stuff in an action short. So we have a very loose idea on the story we want to do that. I think it's more a matter of just getting people together to try to really just practice the choreography, but I think we could probably do that pretty soon.
Oh, for sure.
Come summer, we're gonna
have a lot of stuff coming.
A lot of shit coming.
A lot of stuff coming, and this film talk show, whatever you may call it, we'll probably end up posting these either, once every other week or once a month. So these will be a consistent kind of thing that we do. Our buddies over at Kenset, Tyler, Luke, all those fellas, go check them out. 100%. Franklin Barbershop has implemented basically they started doing how in neighborhoods there's like the little like neighborhood libraries,
like the community boxes.
Yes,
where you can take and put stuff in.
Yeah, so Franklin Barbershop just started doing a one that's it's all movies.
All fire.
So it's like a little movie community library right outside of their barbershop, and it's fucking cool. And I'm totally gonna bring something in next time I go get a chop add a little something to the collection.
That is cool. Damn.
That was kind of a short episode, but it'll be the first one, so we're still kind of getting the groove of this. It'll be a consistent thing. I'm excited to keep doing it, and wherever you may be, support your local film scene. You know, check out any short films that you hear maybe showing around you. Support everything film that you can.
Yeah.
Peace out, fellas.